my name is Stella.
Perfect.
AMPS is a disease where it can affect any part of the body. When I was in the hospital, I knew some girl who had it in her lungs and some boy who had it in his joints, just kind of anywhere. AMPS is a really, really super hard condition because you're always in pain and the pain doesn't go away. So some symptoms that I personally have are, it's like very sensitive to touch. So if you patted me on my back just like that very gently, it hurts super, super bad. And like some things it's been compared to is giving birth naturally or having a finger chopped off. So it's obviously super, super painful. Sometimes you get flare-ups where you can't move, you can barely breathe. It's just shaking and horrible, horrible things. We kind of thought it was growing pains at first, just kind of brushed it off. After, I think, 2 years of going to the doctor, we kind of realized that it probably wasn't just growing pains. We tried physical therapy, occupational therapy, every single therapy you can think of, and just like everything under the sun. And when I was 14, I got diagnosed with AMPS, which is such a rare disorder. Most doctors don't know about it. When I was probably in 7th grade or 6th grade, I went ice skating with some friends, and we were having the best time, and it was with a bunch of girls who I didn't really know yet. So I was really trying to stay. I was trying to get to know people. I was trying to make friends. We were all ice skating, and I was holding hands with some girls, and we fell like right back, and they kind of laughed and like stood up. They're like, whatever, that kind of hurt, and they got up, and I was in so much pain. It went from like a 5 on the pain scale to like a 10 on the pain scale. I was just having a super, super hard time, but I knew that I needed to be there, and that's where I was supposed to be, and if I stayed, it was going to help a lot, and I was going to make those friends that I needed to make. So I stood up, I tried to stick it out, I got some water, and I went back to skating, and I really made some good friendships that night, so it was good. And yeah, it's really important to like have endurance with this condition, because it's really, really frustrating sometimes when you're just like, it's all over the place, you're always in pain. So for me, I don't know, I just you have to really stick it out. You have to learn what you can do and what you can't do, and sometimes you have to push your limits a little to be able to get things done, to live a normal life. It's okay to be sad, because if you're going through a hard time, there's no reason to pretend that you're not going through a hard time. And it's not good to be sad all the time. It's not good to be so down on yourself, but it's okay to be sad, but it's also okay to have super good days. And it's just good, I think, to almost like empathize with them. It's important to keep working, or else it gets to a point where it's not fixable. So it's really just like those baby steps every day. So like taking a hot shower, or just like doing, like painting your nails, doing silly things that make you feel good and that make your body feel good, really helps like keep up that endurance, and just like helps keep you in a good spot, I guess. Learned I'm a lot stronger than I think I am. There's lots that you would just honestly think like, oh, I can't do that, like that's too hard. And one thing for me, I would have never thought that I'd be in constant pain all the time, because I was such a crybaby when I was little. But it really taught me, like, I'm so much stronger than I think I am, and I can handle a lot more than other people think I can, or that even I think I can. So AMPS is permanent, it doesn't go away. So lots of it is you can't do anything about the physical, so you have to really try to work on your mental state. So for me, something that I learned is I'm in a singing group with some friends of mine, and our coach always tells us that to do these affirmations. And pretty much what that is just telling yourself things until it pretty much becomes true. So lots of the time, if I'm just having a really rough day with my back or just whatever, no matter what, I just force myself. I just go like, I am beautiful, I am brave, I am strong, I can get through this. And if you tell yourself enough times, it really retrains your mind to like, you can do it and you will do it. It's really tough, and I won't lie. It's a really, really hard thing to go through, especially when you're my age or younger. You really just you have to find your support system. You have to find your friends. And you have to know that even if it's not tomorrow or a year or 4 years, that it does get better. Yeah, so it's really important to find your support system and like all these other things, but there's also, AMPS is a really rare condition, but there are hospitals out there that help try to treat it and try to make it as like the best it can be. So there's hospitals like Rady out there. There's one in Philadelphia. They're just amazing programs, and they're really hard, but they work. So yeah. My parents have always been very strong people, very kind people, and I think the way I was raised is they taught me to be kind to everyone because you never know what they're going through. And then I just tried to be nice to everyone as much as I can. And then when I was going through the hard time, those same people who I was kind to when they were going through a hard time came through for me. Why do people suffer? It's definitely like a tricky question that I guess no one like really knows the answer to. But from my experience, I think people suffer because if you are going through something, someone else is going through it. You're not the only one. So if you went through something and you talk about it, like if I talk about it, then someone else will feel less alone. Like they'll know that they're not alone and there are things. And I just think that people suffer to help other people and to learn. We're all human. We have to learn.